The Nintendo NX will be out early next year. Coming off of the failed Wii U, Nintendo will need to perfectly explain what the NX is, how it works, how it is not only different from the Wii U and 3DS, but why people who are satisfied with their PlayStation 4 and Xbox One should give it a chance as well. So, I have a few of my friends here, Commonwealth Realm, RMFH, Shesez, and Alex, to discuss the perfect reveal and marketing strategy for the NX. But I would love to hear your thoughts as well, so please subscribe and leave them in the comments below for us to reply. So, for example, if this is a hybrid console that leans more towards a handheld console, as rumors suggest, Nintendo needs to emphasize that it is primarily a handheld device, with the option to also be played on a TV. Not market it as a home console that can be taken on the go. For example, the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 can both be streamed via Wi-Fi to a laptop, PC, cell phone, Vita, etc., effectively making them semi-portable devices already. When announcing Xbox Scorpio at E3 this year, Microsoft bragged about how it will be the most powerful gaming console on the market, which got a lot of gamers excited. If Nintendo comes out with their NX and reveals how powerful it is, people may compare it to the PS4 Neo or the Xbox Scorpio. But if Nintendo comes out and, as I said, markets it as a handheld device, they can put a twist on Microsoft's statement and say that the NX is the most powerful dedicated handheld console to ever exist. This is how you grab people's attention. Not by marketing it as a home console that will be inferior in terms of power, but by being not only a company with the only dedicated handheld gaming console on the market, or that it succeeds the DS and 3DS family, which sold well over 100 million units, but by being the most powerful to ever exist. When you show them games like Breath of the Wild running on a mobile console, you show them next-gen Smash Bros. And Mario Kart. You show them these breathtaking experiences that are not only available on the NX, but that you can take on the go with you to a friend's house, to work, on a train, wherever, and then when you come back home, you can play it on the big TV, sitting comfortably on a couch. Then, you give them all of the third-party support they want. This is how you market the Nintendo NX. This is how you make the NX a huge success. I would love to have your guys' opinion on this as well. So, how do you believe Nintendo should handle the reveal of the NX to ensure it is a success?
Okay. Now, I've actually thought a lot about this because especially now with the recent rumors that came out about, oh, it's going to be like a tablet with controllers and it's going to hook into your TV and all that stuff like that. The question is, yeah, I mean, honestly, I think the biggest thing is marketing. Obviously, it's like games are important and all that stuff like that. But the thing is, the reason, I'd say one of the biggest reasons why the Wii U failed is because no one really knew what it was. Right? It's like, wait, is this an upgrade to my Wii? Is this just a tablet or is it another system? Can I play the old game? Like, no one knew what it was. The marketing was bad. The communication was terrible. And so when it came to marketing it to Grandma Paula over there, she was like, I don't even know what. And so, but with the Wii, it was the polar opposite, right? They were on Ellen, they were on Oprah, they were on all these shows. Look what you can do. Here's how you can do it. Even Grandma, who has 3 fingers and no hips anymore, she can play bowling. Everyone knew exactly what it was. And the thing is, I mean, honestly, let's take it away from games for a second. Just look at the pet rock. This was a pet rock that sold millions, right? And so it was marketing. When you market something and how you market it can change exactly how it's perceived, exactly what its function is supposed to be. And so with good marketing, here's what it is. Here's what you can do with it. Here's how it makes your life better. Just even if there's not that many games out for it, if there's only 1 or 2 games, because when the Wii came out, it only had a few games, but those games were enough to sell it to literally anybody. And so to make the NX successful, what you have to do is you have to market it and make sure everyone understands exactly what it is and exactly how to use it. That's what I think.
So with this new console, how do you think they're going to be able to show you what this console can do with the games that they come out? Not specifically the games that they should launch with, but what types of games they should have to show you how this is a different experience than what you're used to.
Well, I mean, the unfortunate thing about this is because it's a tablet, in order to market this game to all the little smartphone kiddies out there that are, they're taking their parents' smartphones, they're playing whatever it is they're playing nowadays, and then they're kind of slowly moving up into getting their first console, which is going to be most likely the NX because, Nintendo's family friendly and all that. And so in order to market it, I mean, it's like they're going to have a bunch of dumb smartphone touch games, and which is kind of unfortunate. But if you want to get that open ocean, blue ocean thing, which they sometimes talk about and sometimes they don't, you kind of have to market it like that. But I mean, honestly, I think for hardcore gamers like us, people who actually follow games, discuss games, talk about games and all that, I mean, Legend of Zelda is a perfect example because it's like on the Wii U, we know exactly how it's going to play, more or less, right? You have your buttons, you have your screen, you have your like, you know, we know how controllers work. But on the NX, it's going to be very different. So taking that game, just like you said, Jesse, about how, you know, for example, Twilight Princess and other games that were on the GameCube and they were on the Wii. And so it's like, well, on the Wii, you can do this and this and this and this. It's more good-ish, I guess. And so with the NX, I think it's almost exactly the same thing where it's like, okay, so on the Wii U, here's Breath of the Wild. And it runs great. It plays great. It plays just like basically like Link to the Past as far as controls are concerned and little extra buttons here and there. But on the NX, now you've got all this touch stuff. You can take the controllers off and you can do this and that. You can put it on your TV, take it on the go. And so showing this type of stuff, honestly, in my opinion, I think the mobility aspect is the number one seller of this. Especially someone who lives in Japan like me, you know, who travels on the train for several hours a day. You know, the idea of playing Breath of the Wild on my TV at night, go to sleep, wake up, just take it on the train and continue playing Breath of the Wild all on my commute, that would sell me on the system more than almost literally anything else. So I think to summarize, taking the games that would be on the NX or you know, and on the Wii U perhaps, or at least similarly related, and then showing how they function differently and how even just like on the go and how, you know, transferring your save and things like that, how it could work and how it could benefit the busy person, you know, like have a commercial of like, you know, because nowadays most gamers, I'd say, are not so much kids as they are like people in our generation, people in their, you know, 20s and 30s and 40s now. And so it's like, you know, just have a commercial, have like some dad and he's playing with his kids at night and takes them to bed and he's like, good night, Dad. And he's like, all right, good night, Jimmy. And then he wakes up the next morning, goes to work. His wife has like a big old breakfast ready, and then for some reason he only takes a bite of a piece of toast. Like, what's that commercial about? Anyway, and so he's like, okay, I gotta run. Takes one bite of toast, even though there's like a feast in front of him, and he takes the NX with him. And he's in the commute, he's on the train or he's on the bus, whatever, and show him playing Breath of the Wild, show him playing something. Gets to the office, it's lunchtime, and he's like, I want to kill my boss, but no, I gotta play Breath of the Wild first. And so he's playing Breath of the Wild. And then on the way home, he's playing Breath of the Wild. He gets home and he's like, son, look what I found. Plugs into his TV, him and his kid continue playing. That commercial would sell it.
Despite all these rumors and despite all these amazing concepts, patents and ideas, we still know basically nothing apart from the fact that it is a gaming system because it will have Breath of the Wild on the NX, and we know that it's coming out probably March 2017 because we have gotten some assurances. Latest, I think, was it back in July when it was mentioned during the shareholder meeting that that Nintendo are on schedule with the NX for March 2017 launch. The thing about the whole NX debacle is whether it will be able to take up the competition with Sony or Microsoft. And my personal opinion in this regard is that I don't think Nintendo is willing to take up the competition. They are more focused on delivering as much first-party Nintendo games as possible to one system. Because the great benefit they see from the NX, if it is this long-rumored Fusion system, is that they will only have to develop games for one system. They will not have to split their development resources anymore to develop for their home console and to their handheld systems. So this could have dual effects, in my opinion. It could lead to a greater output of first-party games for one Nintendo system, which again could help in selling more units, which obviously will also help to attract more third-party support to the system, because if you have more units, the easier it is to sell more software on it. So that is what I believe we will see in September when they finally decide to show us this thing. But in terms of a controller, in terms of its architecture, it's really hard to tell. The recent rumors have kept me a little bit worried because a Tegra X1 would be weak compared to what we would consider to be next gen. But a Tegra X2, on the other hand, will be a completely new chip and mobile processor that might be as powerful as the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. So if it's a Tegra X2, then this concept is very interesting, because it doesn't look like Sony, at least, will be changing the support for the PlayStation 4 any soon. So that way, the NX would still get third-party support, as long as the system architecture is not too different from the one you see on PlayStation and Xbox, because in terms of third parties, it's all about how easy it is to port games from one system to the other. And we have seen that without third-party support, systems simply can't stay alive for a longer amount of time. We saw it with the Dreamcast, now we see it with the Wii U, and the NX will need some third-party support to stay up there, because Nintendo cannot afford another Wii U, another system that sells less than 20, say 30 million units, especially after the success they had with the DS, the 3DS, and the Nintendo Wii.
I think really what's going to sell this NX is if it's marketed as a handheld console, like a mega handheld console. So basically, like, do not try to confuse it with the Wii U. If it's going to have the same graphical horsepower as a Wii U, don't market it as a home console. Market that as a feature to the handheld. If you have a really good Pokemon game lined up, like they're rumoring to be, then a really strong AAA Pokemon game that is a handheld game that you can also play on your TV, that's going to be the way to sell the NX. Because if you're going to try to claim it to be the next home console, you might have a little bit of a muddy perception of it. Because people will say, well, I've got the Wii U or I've got a PS4.
Okay, so I think we should plug our channels, and then I think we'll be done. So I'll let you go first.
Okay. Hey, my name's Derek. I run the channel Shesez. That's with a Z at the end. And basically, I run the show Boundary Break, where we basically take the camera anywhere we want to try to find new discoveries and new perspectives to some of our favorite games.
My name is Alex Meyers. That's Meyers. I have a channel where, I'm not exclusively gaming. I kind of do whatever. It's just like my channel. I don't do much gameplay or let's plays, things like that, although that may change in the near future. But yeah, I just discuss games, talk about games. I do story time videos. I just kind of talk about my life. I might be talking more about Japan. I kind of stayed away from that, but I think I have enough stories and information now. So if you're interested in Japan or life in Japan, maybe not necessarily gaming related, but related to the weeaboo-ness, then you might want to check it out. Or if you like the sound of my voice, which some people apparently do, then come and check me out. So thank you so much for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Take care. I'm
found on my YouTube channel, Commonwealth Realm. You can find me on Twitter on @CommonRealm, and also on Facebook.com/Commonwealth Realm. So you can check out a lot of Zelda content, such as my Inside Zelda Breath of the Wild series, my dedicated Nintendo NX News series, as well as a lot of Zelda theories and Nintendo content in general. So go and check it out.